Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/secretspiceoflife. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.
What is going on, you variety-loving people? If you had some spice to your day, welcome back to Secret Spice of Life. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Well, today, I brought my juicy juice for some nostalgic taste, for some nostalgic feels with the Episode 9 trailer for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. I just watched the trailer for the second time, like 10 minutes ago. I watched a couple trailer breakdowns to see if I could like figure out anything like with them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, I forgot. I mean, we can look at some fan theories while we're talking and stuff here, but I told you I watched the Rotten Tomatoes breakdown of it, and like they were saying some stuff about, or like trying to figure out who the Skywalker is or whatever. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, Kylo Ren is like the obvious choice, I feel like. I mean, everybody talks about Rey, but like,
I've heard some interesting shit, man.
I think Kylo Ren's the obvious choice, but I don't think he's
I don't think it's gonna be. Dude, J.J. Abrams is writing this. Just remember that.
Yeah,
like,
it's brilliant.
Hey.
That's why the first one of this trilogy was so good, because he directed it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why they ever went with the other guy.
Yeah, I don't even know who the other dude
Rian
was.
Johnson. It was the guy that does Hunger Games, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't know why they would switch it up to go to someone like that that's never done anything like on the not even on the borderline of Star Wars. At least J.J. Abrams does like sci-fi shit like that.
Yeah, he did
So
Star Trek and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, he does all kind of stuff. So like, at least he knows that like how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I pulled up the trailer.
Game of Thrones HQ trivia is live.
I pulled up the trailer so we can just go through it minute by minute or whatever. I'm not gonna play the sound. We can listen to it if you want. I have headphones or whatever.
Don't play it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it out loud. I'm just like like looking at it. But again, in the opening like scene of the trailer, of Rey standing off with like one of those piloted things, like the I can't remember what they're called, like the actual name of them.
I don't know. I don't.
But apparently that's Kylo Ren's freaking thing.
Yeah. Wait, that's when she jumps over in the desert. You mean? Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a very interesting take on this, because when they show him when they show his hands like gripping the thing, they showed that same exact shot when Luke was getting chased by Darth Vader in A New Hope, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, where he like grips like the thing like super hard.
Huh.
But I'll get more into that theory when we get there, because I have like a pretty interesting theory on who the Skywalker is.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, did you read it somewhere?
Yeah, I read it. I think it's actually a pretty good point. Like.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I kind of want it to be Kylo Ren, even though that's the obvious choice. I don't know. I kind of want to just see him and Rey go like complete like double badass in this movie and just destroy the whole First Order.
Well, why do you think they are? Because
Kylo
Ren's clearly not on.
It would be though.
What?
It would be very reminiscent of the first trilogy when Vader helps Luke kill the Emperor.
I feel like that's been done already.
But Snoke's already dead though.
Yeah,
so that kind of happened in the 8th movie.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah, they teamed up. Because Kylo Ren's definitely a bad guy in this movie, because he said he was fighting against the First Order. He's not. He's fighting with the First Order against somebody else. He killed some random.
It looked like a First Order person.
Nah, he's in this. I'm watching it right now. It's just like some random. He like body slams with his lightsaber.
Why is he like fighting for them again when he killed Snoke?
And he's remaking his mask with laser crystals to fuse it back together.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. I thought it was Darth Vader's helmet at first.
Didn't they show like a Darth Vader like thing? Did they show that, or am I like imagining that?
What?
I thought they showed some kind of like Darth Vader type thing there before they showed his mask. Just go through it. Did they show some flashback or something or not?
And he body slams a dude, and then it just cuts to him fixing his mask.
I thought they showed something else in between there.
His mask looks badass like that though. For sure. But and then Luke's like talking through the whole thing, so obviously he plays like a portion in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might be like a. Did he say any of that stuff in the last movie though? Like that it could just be a playover.
No, he said that none of us are ever really gone like that.
Yeah, didn't he say that in the last movie? I thought he did.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I thought he did for some reason. I don't know. I think they're gonna bring him back as like a Force ghost or something. That's
Right, yeah.
what we were talking about.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I saw a picture today on Twitter of Anakin, of like what's his name, the guy that played him in the first 3 movies.
Yeah.
Or
Mm-hmm.
second trilogy. Even though it's technically the first, you know what I mean? Like not the original ones. What's his name? Oh shoot, I don't even know what the hell his name is now. But like, I saw him taking a picture with someone, and like they're talking about like both being Anakin or something.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other guy was though.
Wasn't what's his name?
No, it wasn't. James Earl Jones.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. That's
Yeah,
right.
Christensen,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. No, but like he was taking a picture of somebody. I don't know who the hell it was though. Like it made me think a little bit. I was gonna read in the comments, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know what it was about. But it's weird. It's weird that they're bringing back so many like classic characters.
Well, there's
And then
everything.
Lando's in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously still have Chewbacca and everything, and Leia.
Mhm.
I don't even know. Leia isn't, or like Leia isn't alive still in real life.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They just have like a lot of callbacks. I think in this one, they're going.
Yeah,
to.
I think because it's wrapping up everything, they are gonna
That's
have a lot of full circle shit.
That's what I said. I mean, like, I saw somewhere. I don't know if it was in the trailer or not. That it's at the end of a saga or end of the saga.
Yeah, it says it. Yeah, it says the
Does
end
it
of the
say
Star
that?
Wars.
So like,
or Skywalker.
I don't know how to
saga.
take that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't think they're gonna be done with Star Wars.
Oh
You know,
no,
Disney's not
it's just
done
the
with
end
that.
of this
It's the
this end
the
of it.
Skywalker
Yeah.
saga
Yes,
is
it's
what
gonna be something
I'm
else.
taking it
Yeah.
as. But I mean, like, why would they call it the Rise of Skywalker then?
Well, that's something I'll get into when we get there.
Like, if it's
so.
gonna be the end of the Skywalker saga, then they can't. Like that wouldn't.
Well, I
be a
think
good
it's
title
I
for
think
the
it's
movie.
hints to something else. I don't think it means like this is like the first thing of like this. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like it would be like the first thing of like the saga. Like, you know what I mean? Like the very first movie of the saga.
Yeah. But like the weird thing is I don't know. Like, how the first like 6 movies like actually have like some type of story to run together.
Yeah.
Like this one has nothing to do with the other, or these 3 in this trilogy have nothing.
It's just
with
like
the
little
other 6.
bits and pieces. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like they connect the
But
story
it's
through Luke. Is
yeah,
what
it's so
connects
far in the
story,
future though. That's why.
Yeah, but I mean, like I feel like they're gonna do something like they did with 1 through 6 with this one. Like there'll be 3 more on this where like the like Rey and stuff are older and like they're the masters now. And
Yeah.
then, like it's gonna start over with someone else.
Yeah. But but Lando coming back, nostalgic feature. Especially teaming up with Chewie. How when Han was frozen, they were like a team for a little bit. The lights, they fixed Luke's lightsaber. Remember, it was like broken.
Yeah, Rey has Luke's lightsaber. Yeah.
But I think that's like a pretty obvious hint to who the Skywalker is.
I don't know though.
Well,
I don't
also-
think it's gonna be anything obvious.
But
like, I mean, people were saying stuff about the kid that they showed at the end of the last one that was sweeping and stuff. I don't think that's going to have anything to do with it. Remember, they showed the little kid at the end of the last one when they were flying off in the ship. He's sitting there sweeping. He took something from Rey or whatever when they were on that one planet. I don't know if it was Rey or if it was...
I remember I
Finn or
fell asleep like halfway through that movie.
That's right,
man.
yeah, but like there was a kid at the end that was... I forget what he had. Some kind of necklace or something, and then they found him when they were on this planet, like Jack in the casino, I think, or whatever. And I don't know if it's, I think that's what they were doing. I can't even remember anything from the last movie, but they were doing something on some planet and they ran into him. He was like a child slave or something, like working.
Like Anakin was.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then they at the end of the last movie, they were flying out on the ship at the end, and like you see them like darting off into space, and they showed the kid sitting there like sweeping the floor or whatever at the end, and that's how it ended.
I think that's probably just like a throwback to Anakin. Wait, did she give something to Anna or to the kid?
I can't remember. I feel like she did like some kind of necklace.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if it was her, or if it was Finn, or if it was someone else. I can't remember.
Well, yeah. If you remember in the original, the very Star Wars Episode 1, Anakin gives Padme something, and before she leaves. So I mean, but a Skywalker could be giving somebody else something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're really gonna take anything from the last.
I think it was just nostalgic.
Yeah, I don't think they're
like
gonna really take anything because of how bad of a response they got.
Yeah.
From that movie, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's also what I was gonna build off of the lightsaber and the emotional scene with Princess Leia. Either she's at a funeral, Lando's funeral,
Why would
or
it be Lando's?
I don't know, because in that last shot when they're looking at the Death Star, he's not in that shot.
Well, no, you know what that is? That's the second Death Star that's crashed down. You know.
You think it is?
No, that's what they said in the Rotten Tomatoes.
Why?
Because they said that's the one they just destroyed in the last movie.
Yeah.
And that's why they were trying to figure out what planet they were on.
Are you sure not on Endor?
Breakdown. That's what they said.
And then that would be the first Death Star. 'Cause that's what the planet they were going to blow up, and they were
They
above
said
it.
the second Death Star, I thought, in the Rotten Tomatoes breakdown.
No, the second Death Star is the planet destroyer or
Let me see.
whatever.
No, let me look real quick. I don't want to play.
Oh, I guess it technically would be the second Death Star.
That's what they said. Well,
Because there was an original Death Star in the original
They
trilogy.
said we were trying to figure out what planet they were on, but like when you look at the last scene, you'll see that like they're looking at the second Death Star. And
Okay,
they
yeah.
said that pretty much gives it away that it's Endor because that's where.
Yeah, because in episodes 1 through 3, there's a Death Star, and the second Death Star is in 4 through 6. It's being rebuilt. Remember?
I thought when they said second Death Star, I thought they meant
No,
the one
not
from
the
this one.
planet destroyer. I don't think that's the second Death Star. I don't think.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought they said Endor though. I'm pretty sure it was Endor.
If it's Endor, then it's the Death Star from episode 6.
Huh.
But yeah, I think or it's an emotional scene because there's either a funeral or Princess Leia told her that she's her daughter. Like raise her daughter or
I don't know.
or something like that. She could be the bastard child, man.
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I'm just saying.
I don't think after all this that they'd make it that obvious, like something that people.
Yeah, because people would have figured it out the first movie. Yeah. But
I'm trying to think who else would have anything to do with it though.
Yeah, and I think it would be interesting. The planet that they're fighting on, when Rey's having the standoff with either Kylo or a ship or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they show like what's his name, the pilot, Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron.
Flynn.
Finn.
Is it Finn?
Yeah,
I said
Flynn from the Super Mario
yeah, I've been reading too much. But then they're getting shot at, like weaving through. It looks like the same planet. But
Yeah.
do you know what that reminds me of? That planet
What?
where Anakin's pod racing was.
Oh.
Where is that? No, it's not Tatooine. I don't think.
I don't even know. I can't remember the
I can't
planet
remember.
name, so I'm not
Yeah.
good with that. But I don't know.
That'd be weird if they brought it full circle like that. Like,
You know what I always thought though? I just thought about this now that Rey kind of reminds me of Anakin's mom, like her look wise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, like obviously not skill set wise, but like.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then she does look like her.
I don't know.
But okay, to get into the biggest part of the whole.
And you know what else they made a point of in the Rotten Tomatoes video? That Rey looks astonishingly the same as Padme in this movie.
Oh yeah, she's wearing all white. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
all white, yeah.
No, you know, dude. Like, imagine if like she was like Anakin's kid or something.
No, she'd be way too young.
I don't know. What do you mean? Why would she be young? He was old when he was Darth Vader.
Yeah, but Luke was old when she met him,
Not true.
so it can't be that. It can't be. And Padme couldn't have had her later because she died after birth. So.
True. True. Oh, Anakin might have had another kid.
Yeah.
With Padme's long gone
sister. But yeah, but if you look at it, dude, like because like the planet destroyer didn't have like the ring how the Death Star has. Like you see that it was built differently, so that's definitely the Death Star from the 6th
Is that what
episode.
they say? That? Wait, whose breakdown is this?
This isn't even a breakdown. This is just the actual trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just pointing that out.
I thought they said something in that one too.
But yeah, it looks like it could be Endor, which is where the bears live.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said. They thought it was at least. I don't know.
Yeah, but okay. Anyways, to get into the biggest part of the trailer, when Luke says we're never really ever gone, or nobody's ever really gone.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about that is they've never showed a dark side of the Force ghost ever in the history of like this entire.
So you're thinking that's what the
I think
the Emperor is.
I think he's a Force ghost, but I also have a couple other theories based on what people were talking about. which kind of dives into the comics, and I think
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams would do this to make the movie interesting.
Like one more thing before I forget. I saw a theory from someone. I think it was just in the comments I was reading. They said, what if like the Rise of Skywalker is just a name for like knights now? Like there's no Jedis, no dark side. What if like everybody's called Skywalker now? Like that's what somebody's theory was.
Well, she is the end of the line for Jedis, though.
You know,
if
like,
you think about it.
Yeah, that's what. I mean, they don't have the temple and stuff anymore to be able to train like young Jedis and stuff. So, yeah, but they said, what if that was like the name for the people now instead of having Jedis or dark side or whatever the hell First Order people? Like, what if like it was just Skywalker now?
That's a good idea. That's a good plan. But I feel like that Death Star is going to play a huge role in it because, well, they dive into like the more odder side of things, I guess. They said that, well, this guy gave a couple theories. He said either the Emperor's a Force ghost, and that was just his laugh. But in the comic books, which I think J.J. Abrams would be one of the people to dig in a little bit to be able to have like a great ending to this. The Emperor cloned himself before he died, which happens in the comic books. He clones himself because he knows his like reign's coming to an end or whatever.
Yeah. I think somebody. I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, it's because in the Death, after the Death Star is like destroyed, apparently there's like a laboratory made out of the Death Star's like debris, which is like this area. They said it looks exactly like straight out of the comic books, and they said that Palpatine like cloned himself, so there's a younger him that fights the Jedis and stuff like that. Or since it's called the Rise of Skywalker, he cloned Anakin, and
oh, dude, I would lose it.
well,
dude.
or
if Anakin showed up in this movie.
Well, the Rise of Skywalker, he said in his laboratory he was trying to make the chosen one. This is where the entire saga comes to like an end, because you'll figure out who's the real like greatest like Jedi of all time. It's either Anakin or Luke. He cloned.
They fight. Oh, I thought
he cloned one of them. He cloned one of them, for sure.
Oh yeah, if they bring Anakin back, like young
Anakin, yeah.
Oh my, I'll root for him to kill everyone. Dude. Oh my god, he's the most bad. He's the best character in Star Wars history.
Yeah,
he's my number one. I don't give a shit about the original trilogy, man.
Yeah, but that this will be like the be all end all like debate movie of who the greatest Jedi of all time is, because one, that's what he was supposed to. That's what Palpatine's whole premise was, is to find the chosen one and make him like a dark side like person, so he could take over the world. And obviously, I don't think it was Darth Vader, arguably to what Luke did to him. But so I feel like Kylo Ren's just like, he's never gonna be like anything. So he's either gonna get killed off, he's gonna go to the laboratory and get killed, or he's gonna team up with Rey or whatever, and they're gonna have to fight him. But I think Palpatine's just gonna be a Force ghost. I think it's what it's gonna be.
Oh man, I want the Anakin part to happen.
I know that'd be crazy if she walked in there and he was standing there.
Yeah, I mean, like, wait, but like, you wonder though, like, because they brought all these people back for the Star Wars celebration, they could just be doing it to play with people's heads, just like tell these people, yeah, show up, so like we have you here. Yeah, because they had the Palpatine, the guy that plays him, they had him like talk at the Star Wars celebration and everything. And I guess what's his name was there. Hayden Christensen was there because he was taking pictures with people. So,
well, I think everybody who was ever in Star Wars that was like a huge role is gonna play some part in this.
Yeah, I think, or like some flashback or something at least, because I mean, they want to like show everything, or like pay respect to everybody and everything. So yeah, but yeah, God. This is I think it's gonna be. I think it's. Hopefully, J.J. Abrams does it right, man. That'd be hilarious. Oh my God, I would die right in the theater on the ground if Anakin shows up in this movie, dude. Oh. Thank God, dude. That'd just be badass. They see him standing there with like a red lightsaber, dude. God. Imagine that. Yeah. Oh, but that goes back to my other point. The showdown in the desert when they show his hands grip the thing, could be Darth Vader. I don't know. I want to see Anakin as Anakin, though. I don't really want to see Darth Vader. I don't want to see him as Darth Vader. Yeah, I don't want to see him as Darth Vader either, but I don't want to see him get killed again. I mean, like, I don't think, like, I didn't see anybody that would. I mean, unless they just put some random dude in a Darth Vader suit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they would if they were planning on using Hayden Christensen, whatever however you say his name. If they were planning on using him, they wouldn't call him back to play Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, they'd do Anakin for sure. Yeah, no doubt. But I had another point. I cannot remember what it was. But I don't think that Kylo Ren has longevity as a villain, so he's either gonna get
it's
killed.
It's gonna be him and Rey fighting somebody.
Yeah, I mean it has to be the chosen one, man. It has to be one of them.
Kylo's the chosen one.
Yeah, I'd beat the fuck out of him.
They said he's like the most powerful dude on the planet, but he's not well trained, so he's dumb, kind of, is what they kind of said about him before.
I don't think he's that powerful.
Oh
yeah, that's what I want to say.
Anakin's definitely the most powerful Jedi ever, but
but that's what I also wanted to say. There's another one from this dude came up with the original idea that Snoke was Palpatine, like that theory that he never died. But he said he took a different spin on it. He said that Palpatine's a parasitic Sith, so when he dies, he can control other people's bodies or whatever. And he said that he just used Snoke as like a vessel and like just kind of like to see what's going on in the world and stuff like that. And he said you notice when he's like, if you go back and watch the scene of when Kylo kills him, when they're in that red room, it's like he said it's like a show. He said it's really weird. He said just pay attention. He said it's a red room, it's a red curtain.
Yeah.
And he said Palpatine's all relaxed in slippers. He said, but when he steps, you hear a loud thumping sound, which doesn't make sense considering what he's wearing and how the stature of him is. He's like really tall and stuff like that. And he said it just all seemed way too easy. And he said that Palpatine was either influencing Snoke or he was like in Snoke's body just trying to set this up to get Kylo in the power just so he could set him up for failure. Because he said also Snoke is wearing a ring. I can't remember the name of the ring, but it's like encrusted with symbols, and they're the same symbols that are on the outside of Palpatine's office when he's in power for the council. Jedi. Yeah, and there's like two statues, and they have this inscriptions on them or whatever. Wow. And it's the same as like the ring he's wearing. People go like in depth with this shit, man. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, it would mean the world to us if you gave us a rate and review. Subscribe to the podcast as well, so you're first to know when we release new episodes. Be sure to download the podcast to help us out. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, the full-length podcast is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. Check us out on all of our social media. Our Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat are all official SSOL. Again, that is OFFICIALSSOL. That is on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And you can find us at Secret Spice of Life on Facebook. Don't forget to check out our website and blog. New blog every Wednesday, and potentially some bonus blogs throughout each week. Be sure to check out our Patreon as well, because for 2019 and every year coming, we are going to monetize our Patreon for charity. So anything that is donated to our charity tier on there will be donated to a charity of your choosing or our choosing by the end of the year or every 6 months or so. But yeah, make sure to donate to that to give back to other people. And as always, have a positive and productive day.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.